can make a wildfire get away.
Hey, what's up guys? Sorry this one's taking so long, but it's finally here. It's going to be the Valk large scale guide, and more of just like a large scale guide in general. There's going to be a lot of tips and some class specific tips in this video, but for the most part it's just an overall large scale tips and tricks video. Hope you guys like this one. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, so we're just going to kind of let this video in the background play out. We're going to start putting out bullet points here on the screen that you should start looking to do in large scale or maybe just even node wars. One thing, as a Valk specifically, if you ever do your F jump, you want to be sure that you have your deathline chase backwards and your shield chases ready. Basically so that if you jump into a group, you can reposition and then frontal guard all the way out. That one there was a tiger tip. One thing I would suggest doing for sure is keeping your eyes on your cooldowns. As an Awakening Valkyrie, non-succession is what I'm saying. You want to make sure you have your frontal guard abilities up, like all your shield chases, your just counter, maybe even in some cases your Judgment of Light. But most importantly, you need to make sure you have skills like Divine Slam up, so you don't get locked in your guard while you're getting hit. Another good thing to note is depending on your AP, your guild may or may not want to feed you Black Spirit Rage. In the case that they are willing to feed you BSR, always look to get big vacuums on big choke points, and always try to get big ults off on those choke points. Usually when you have protected area up, or if you have plenty of casters on your side, you can actually just drop an ult when they drop a PA on you. That'll allow you to get big frags in some wars, and if you can't get fed BSR, then as soon as you engage with the enemy guild, you should be looking to get vacuums off, drop all your utility in the front lines with your main ball versus main ball, and then leave the main ball fight and go out to the sidelines and fight with the skirmishers. You're going to be fighting mostly ninjas, kunos, DKs, sorks, classes like that are kind of hard to fight, but it's better off than being in the ball, getting CC'd by one arrow or one knockdown and getting killed instantly. Another good alternative to that could also be, instead of diving outside to fight the skirmishers, dive way past the main ball fight and try to get to the back line to their casters. Because usually casters in range classes like, DKs, archers, witchards, are going to be sitting in the back lines with their PAs ready. If you can get to the very back line fast enough to kill all the archers and the witchards fast enough, then you should be able to be a huge impact to your guild in terms of how effective you are in wars. If you can't fight the skirmishers, try to go for the witchards in the range classes. Another good thing to do, that you could also think about doing if you don't like being so aggressive in Siege or in Node Wars, you could just wait for the enemy guild to do exactly what I just told you to do. You could wait in the back line with your casters, with your archers, with your rangers, and just kill any of their skirmishers, their backline dive classes, that try to assassinate your range classes, your witchards, your archers, your rangers. Because that will actually play a huge role in keeping your PAs alive, being able to get your guild some heals, all that good stuff. There's no downside to staying back and protecting your casters, but there's also no downside to diving either and killing theirs. It just depends mainly on your guild's comp and what you guys plan to do that war, or how you guys want to play it. If you guys want to play it defensively, definitely sit back with the mages. If you want to play it offensively, dive, send it, get as many kills as you can in the backline. Just be sure that if you do die in the backlines without getting a kill, at least they blew a 1 PA for you. So this next part is going to be fairly Valk specific, but if other classes have the same utility, obviously that applies here as well. One thing Valks can do on castle attack, this next portion is going to be mostly castle attack. One thing Valks can do is actually look up to the walls above them, and if there's any targets within range, I know this happens a lot on Calpheon Castle. As you're entering Calpheon Castle from first gate side, going over the moat, the bridge, Valks can actually jump from the bridge to one of the 2 side walls that are on either side of the first gate. That's one spot that I know of for sure. There's other spots as well that you guys can probably test the distance with if you care enough to. Or just when you're in a siege, look up and see if you have the reticle on the target that you're looking to jump towards. If you do, more than likely you can reposition and assassinate mages or range classes such as archers and rangers that are on those walls if you want to. Other than that, Valks on attack will be used for holding choke points such as courtyards or gates. And also, if you have a Pegasus, you can use your Pegasus to flank walls depending on which castle you're attacking. I believe the only castle that you can't do that with is Medaya. The same also applies with Field HQ, by the way. These types of bases that you now see on screen, you can easily fly over these walls with, even in some cases, most T9s, I think all T9s have double jump. But in some cases you can actually even double jump over these walls. You don't even need a Pegasus, but most of the time Pegasus is going to get the job done. Especially in bases like this. Sometimes on castle defense, but mainly these kinds of bases when you're attacking open field. And as much as I hate to say it, Valk is not that useful on castle defense. So when you're sitting up on castle walls and you're looking to defend the castle with your guild, obviously, we're not that useful. When I say that, I mean, aside from holding doorways and vacuuming chokes, there's not much we can do unless the shot caller tells us to go skirmish in the courtyards. That's probably the extent of what a Valkyrie can do. Maybe assassinate people trying to climb, like stairs or trying to climb walls. Other than that though, there's not much we do on defense, mainly vacuum chokes at gates and skirmish in courtyards or in open areas around the castle. So all in all, I gotta say that Valk as a class with the Awakening kit is very well rounded. It's got tons of utility, it has 2 heals, a PA, a vacuum, tons of damage, but positioning is absolutely crucial. You need to also remember which skills in your kit have frontal guard and which ones have SA. Recognize which skills have lingering super armors, recognize which skills that you'll need to rotate during certain events, like let's say your block is getting harassed. You completely lose your guard. You can reposition by F-jumping to a different target in the group, and then using that trick that Tiger taught us earlier by double backdashing and then echo walking out of the group completely, away from the fight. You can't stay in the main ball for very long. You shouldn't be looking for a main ball fighter in Valk. It's a lot more of like an in-out fighter. But try out different things, find out what you guys like. There's probably tons of large-scale stuff that I missed, like related stuff, so if you guys have any more stuff that you want to add or suggestions, definitely feel free to add those in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching today. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check us out on Twitch. The link will be in the description. I'll also put it somewhere here on screen. Thank you once again for you guys watching today. I will see you guys soon. Hopefully swing by the live streams. If not, then I'll see you in the next video. Peace, peace.